Good morning, Ben.
Good morning.
Yes, this is a rarity, isn't it? We don't normally record in a morning, but due to it being that time of year where things are a bit awkward and plans are made.
Yeah, you're
Um,
stalking Carlac in the real
no,
life this time.
no, that's next week.
Oh,
This week is a birthday thing, but yeah, it's awkward. It's,
oh,
it's for me. This from now onwards is, busy. It gets busy. It's annoying, but it's how it is. But I'm really looking forward to this party, birthday thing. Before
yeah,
I just want to. It's annoying having plans. I don't like having plans.
yeah,
Anyway, we'll get let's get to it. We're here to talk about the 1993 movie, The Three Musketeers, starring.
yeah. Donald
Um,
Duck, Mickey Mouse, and Pluto.
I made a joke about you making sure you didn't do that, and I know you haven't done that,
What do
but
you mean?
you haven't watched the Disney. Well, it is Disney, but the other Disney one.
No, it was with Charlie Sheen, that coke-addled little
Charlie Sheen, Oliver Platt, Kiefer Sutherland, Chris O'Donnell, and Tim
Tim
Curry,
Curry.
and Paul McGann,
Yes,
who plays two roles in this movie.
I thought he did.
Yes.
That's
um,
weird.
yeah, it is, isn't it? But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. So, do you want to make your opening statements?
Well, I sort of went into this thinking it would be fairly standard, fun adventure film,
Hmm.
and I was almost right.
Yeah, I'd say
It's basically fine, but I've got problems with it,
it is
and
classified as an adventure comedy.
I there are ways it could have been better.
Yeah,
Stronger,
definitely.
I think.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but yes,
But
what do you feel?
well, I know that I'd seen this before. I know I enjoyed it then. Obviously, Tim Curry. You know,
Mm,
um, I don't remember it from back then or now actually being all that funny as a comedy film.
mm,
It's more silly little things that you spot that make it funny rather than them actually being funny. If that makes sense.
mm, mm,
Um, but the story that it is based on is fucking old, as
yeah,
originally by Alexander Dumas.
yeah.
And in that way, perhaps we could call it timeless, even though it feels quite dated.
I suppose. I mean, it's been adapted many, many, many
It really has.
times.
I mean, literally, we've already mentioned two,
Yes.
and they're just the two that just happen to come up naturally. So
Yeah.
yes, so yeah, let's crack on. Obviously, the movie
Okay.
starts in a very dark cave, doesn't it?
Yes, we get
Yes,
a shot of a boat traveling down a river in the cave,
there's simply no
and
way of knowing.
yes, that's your sort of open credit bit, and
Yeah.
then it pulls up to a port, and out steps Tim Curry,
Oh my god.
and he makes his way down a corridor, and he's in like this prison
Mhm.
dungeony type place,
Yep.
and he's led to a room with another chap, Captain Rochefort or Rochefort or Roquefort,
Yeah.
whatever.
Depends how much you want to make the cheese joke, doesn't it?
Yes, he's dressed all in black and he's got an eye patch, so you know he's a baddie, and though he talks like a stereotypical baddie,
Hmm.
which I wasn't wild about.
No, I'm not too
I
keen on his role. Well acted role, but the voice doesn't
suppose,
do it for
yeah,
me. He sells the being the bad guy quite well,
I
but
guess,
he just
yeah. I
doesn't
mean,
sound quite right.
he sort of he Tim Curry is. I don't like Tim Curry in this.
Oh wow.
He's a mustached twirling villain. There's nothing really interesting about him. I don't feel.
He's also a pervert.
He's also a pervert.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things I would improve about this is that your villainous ensemble isn't great. It's pretty basic,
Well,
I found.
I would say that being as this is, um, the focus is less on the villains and the plot that they are conducting, and more a story about the heroes
Yeah,
coming together.
I,
I think you can get away with having less. I think if
I
you're going to
don't.
do it like this, you probably don't get Tim Curry to play the villain. I think he is wasted, as you say. Well, no, that's not how
I
you said it, but I do think he's wasted in this particular role.
he's too hammy for me here, which is weird because you think that would fit,
Yeah,
and
you
it
would,
probably
wouldn't
does
you?
for a lot of people, but it doesn't. doesn't really do it for me.
Hmm.
I just I prefer sort of less cartoonish villains.
Yes.
And
He
speaking of cartoonish villainy,
Go on.
he's he's come all this way because there's a prisoner who uh, sort of stole from his carriage and defaced it.
Yep.
He wrote cock piss babtridge or whatever. Cock piss partridge. That's what it is. Cook pass babtridge whatever.
Let's move on.
And yes, and the prisoner's begging for mercy in the name of God. And Cardinal
Richelieu.
Richelieu, who is Tim Curry, says he will grant it, but it's not the sort of mercy the prisoner's hoping for, because Mr. Eyepatch stabs him through the heart and kills him.
Oh no.
And that's the opening, and I was pretty. What a weak opening.
Well, I mean, you have forgotten the evidence of just how nasty the cardinal is the line that he says.
Oh, yes.
One less mouth to feed.
What a cartoonish villain.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit much, isn't it? But
yes,
I do take issues with where this is placed, actually.
I do too.
Because I know.
What you mean, the geography of the location?
Yeah, the geography. The geography.
Yeah,
because,
I do.
Because I know we're pushing really towards the end of the film here, but it's implied that this is sort of some really secret place, and it is obviously quite a secret place, but it's implied that the boat is how you get there.
Yes.
And when we find out later, it's just a fucking place.
It's under the palace.
It's under a palace.
It's
so,
like,
is that a river or is that the sewer? You know.
Like, just go down the stairs.
No, it's a much quicker route, I'm sure. But it's for atmosphere, isn't it? And it's
well, I mean, the entire opening scene that just exists to establish your villains.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That this is the sort of guy Cardinal Richelieu is.
Oh no, these are the bad guys. Who's going to stop them?
Rochefort is. Yes, but I sort of expected. Oh, okay, this is establishing the plot of the movie. Like we'll see the MacGuffin or something, or there'll be a meeting. But no, he just kills a guy who stole from him to feed his family, and then was a mustache twirling villain over it.
Yeah. Like I say, I don't think he's well utilised here, personally. There are moments where he stands out as being, for me, I think, where his role is.
He doesn't
worth
quite
it, but
work.
it's for most of the film. It seems like you could just get any old person to do that. It doesn't have to be Tim Curry of his caliber of acting.
He's too much. His performance is too much. I don't blame him for that. I blame the writing and the directing. It's the tone they're going for. It's just not for me.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But yes, we get the whole he's a bad guy. Who's going to stop him? And then we get one of our heroes, don't we? We're introduced to Paul McGann. Oh wait, no, hang on.
Yes.
I've read that scene wrong.
Well, yes, we're introduced to a chap called D'Artagnan, played by Robin from the bad Batman films.
Chris O'Donnell.
Yes.
Yes.
Who's dueling Paul McGann.
Yep. Gerard.
Yes, because he did something with his sister. And,
yes.
And ruined her honour, disgraced her.
Gerard is defending his sister's honour, basically.
Yes.
And, it's obvious that D'Artagnan acknowledges that this happened.
Yes.
Isn't remorseful. And if these things are settled in duels to the death, as it seems like they are, then this is he's the bad guy in this situation, I would say.
He's the arsehole.
He is. Gerard, as fucking awful a character.
He's so annoying.
Oh, God, yes. But I think that's kind of the point.
He's really fucking annoying. The way he says D'Artagnan, he sort of screeches it, and it's meant to be funny, but it's just like,
everything he does is a screech.
Don't do that to Paul McGann. And he pops up constantly throughout the film, and it's just like,
just
drop
randomly
that pop point. The only place where it works for me is right at the end.
Yeah, absolutely, and it sort of makes sense there.
Yes, he should not have been popping up every now and then. He should have been in this first chase. And then disappeared, and then he's tracked him down and pops up in Paris.
I don't necessarily have an issue with the execution scene.
Okay.
Where I don't necessarily have an issue with him being in that scene, and I feel like he's in others as well. But I think he would need to be downplayed in that scene, and it not be a he's following after or trying to chase after the execution scene. But we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Yeah,
So he successfully defeats Girard in the duel.
Yes.
Only not to the death. He knocks him to the ground, and so it's evident that he is a competent swordsman, or that Girard is useless.
Yes.
Doesn't really prove either, but and then Girard's brothers turn up on horses, and they have to make a break for it.
Yes, and it's a great character establishing moment for D'Artagnan, because as they're chasing through the village, he doesn't give a shit about anybody. He's knocking people off ladders and throwing shit around and treating the whole thing like a joke. And it immediately became clear to me, like, oh, okay, this is this character's arc. He's going to be sort of rogue and sort of playful with it, and not really enjoying responsibility, but being enamored by the heroics of it all. And by the end of the film, he's going to learn about duty and discipline and things like that. I thought, okay, great.
I took a point of the fact that he also uses the environment. Like you mentioned the whole him doing it, but he's specifically using the environment to help aid his cause, and that's a tactic. It's a military tactical thing that is quite helpful. It's why in video games they have explosive barrels and things like that. It's you're meant to think more. It's not more 3D, but you know what I mean. It's a more.
It's not just hit the guy. It's be sort of
outthink the guy.
Use what you have to your advantage. And he's clearly good at that.
Yeah, and this demonstrates that.
Yeah, but as I say, he fucks that village up.
Yeah, it's not.
He
good,
is a nuisance.
Yeah, I like the hats that they all have.
Yeah.
With the feather and I just something about it looks, Anyway, so he gets away. They're like, we will get you, and then
I'll get you, D'Artagnan.
No, you need to go up about 4 octaves.
I'll get you, D'Artagnan.
Oh my God, Paul McCann, is that you? I'm gonna take a little bit of recording of this, and I'll play it to him when I see him next week. I won't. He'll punch me in the face. Anyway, I was thinking whilst watching it, I wonder if I'll say to him that I liked him in this film.
If you do see him, tell him I liked him in that episode of Jonathan Creek he was in.
Okay.
Amongst other things.
Okay, fair enough. I'll try and remember that.
Right.
I'll tell Colin Baker I liked him in that episode of Doctor Who he did before he was the Doctor.
If you see Colin Baker, tell him I liked him in that episode of Jonathan Creek he did.
Okay. You won't think I've mixed them up. No, okay, fine.
Anyway. Actually, come to think of it, is Peter Davison there?
Yeah, he is.
But could you tell him I liked him in that episode of Jonathan Creek he did?
Sylvester McCoy as well?
No.
Okay. Anyway, so he ends up in. Well, we assume no. Haha. We cut across now to Musketeer HQ.
We
do indeed, and the Musketeers are being disbanded, and they're being told this by Roquefort.
Yes, who's speaking far too quietly for everybody in that crowd to hear.
Yeah, we're they're not happy about it, and they're like, he's basically one of them looks like, or a few of them look like they're going to kick off about it, and it's like, look, if any of you fight this, you will all be arrested, all for one and one for all.
Yes,
and
which is a touch Tim Curry says he likes.
Yes,
a little touch.
Yeah, it works, doesn't it? It fits. It's our first hearing of that phrase as well in this movie.
Yes.
We hear it a few times. We get told that the Cardinal's guards are replacing them as the King's Guard. And apparently, sorry, go on.
There's probably going to be a war with England, and we need people like you on the front lines rather than protecting the King, who's totally fine, as you say, with the Cardinal's guard.
Yeah. And we're told that there are 3 Musketeers that are causing a bit of trouble, and I wonder who they are.
Yeah.
I do want to point out here that I do take issue with... Look, I know it's me being a pedant, but a musketeer is armed with a musket, typically. That is kind of where that phrase comes from, isn't it? It's
I don't think they ever use a musket.
I don't think they do use a musket in this.
They use pistols and rapiers, and that's about it.
Yeah,
And gadgets.
and I don't necessarily have an
Too.
issue with them using swords. That's fine. It's the right era for
More
it. But
romantic.
it feels weird to call them musketeers if they're not using a fucking musket.
Well, you can hardly say the three rapiers.
No. Well, I mean, one of it, D'Artagnan was in the. Oh wait, no, hang on.
In the book.
Oh, I real take issue with. Anyway, he's a bastard. Yeah. Anyway, there's three of them that are causing trouble, and I wonder who they are. We get back to D'Artagnan, who's on his way to Paris, and he sort of interferes with something that's sort of none of his business, and he doesn't really know what's going on properly, doesn't he?
Yeah, he finds this windmill, and then there's some horses. There's two women and two men on horses.
Yep.
So he gets up in the windmill and he drops a sack on the last of the horsemen.
Yep.
And his fellow horseman comes back to see what's up, and D'Artagnan swiftly deals with him.
Mm-hmm.
And then the two women show up, and he's like, "I saved you from these bandits." I'm like, no, this is the Queen. They are her two bodyguards for the Queen.
Mm.
And there's a bit of the Queen rides off alone at that point, laughing. Okay, that's sensible.
Mm.
And her handmaid, Constance.
Yep.
He has a bit of chemistry with her, and this will in no way come up or impact the events of the film until the very last scene.
Yeah, I mean, there's an awkward scene where they're chatting about D'Artagnan, which is why in the fuck the Queen won't give a shit, and yeah. So yeah, he ends up in Paris. He goes to HQ, Musketeer HQ, and he finds it deserted, or near enough deserted, because they've been disbanded. And he bumps into Kiefer Sutherland.
Yes,
and they're both a bit rude to each other.
Well, okay. D'Artagnan is really the rude one.
I think they're both rude. D'Artagnan is ruder.
I think Kiefer Sutherland is sort of, he's clearly got his mind on other things, and he's not like, fuck off, kid. He's like, oh yeah, take a souvenir, why not? See ya. And D'Artagnan grabs him.
All right.
He
physically
grabs him twice.
Yeah,
He is the asshole in this scene.
No, I'm not saying he's not. But Kiefer Sutherland's abrasive in this scene.
I don't think he is, but okay.
So yeah, they have this disagreement, and they're going to settle it at the ruins outside the city at noon, which tells us that this is the morning.
Yes.
Yes, because it's not noon tomorrow. It's he wanders about. He ends up seeing Girard.
Yes.
Annoyingly, we could cut this out completely. I reckon
you could just have him bumping into them individually and being an asshole, or he tries to steal some fruit and there's a chase with some guards, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. There's options.
You don't need this character again.
He in his attempt to get away from Girard, he knocks some stuff over, and it goes all over Porthos. We're told his name is Porthos. And they have a back and forth, don't they? And it's like, I got this sash from the Queen of America. And it's like, there's no Queen of America. And it's something...
Well, then who did I fuck?
Well, there's this... It's sort of... See, I don't know at what point I don't know where this fits in relation to us not having any real source of control over the colonies anymore. That we had some
it's
sort of
1625, so this is well before the American Revolution. This is America is still.
So
He's probably
who was the Queen then?
Native American. It's a Native American woman, I assumed.
Oh, I mean, I just assumed he was just bragging.
I don't know whether he genuinely believes it, or he's just pulling shit out of his ass. I suppose he's not educated enough.
He's referred to as Porthos a pirate, so it would make sense if he had in fact sailed over there.
I completely buy he thinks that.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, they have a bit of back and forth, and they go, "Oh no, D'Artagnan's pissed him off, and he's going to settle. They're going to have to settle it behind the Luxembourg at 1 p.m." Yes. Oh no. And then we cut to Charlie Sheen, don't we?
Yeah,
Being a pious man, he's tutoring a woman in theology.
his most challenging role to date.
Yeah. Um, and he, you know what? Actually, it is very not on character for him, isn't it? This whole
Yes,
throughout the
he
entirety
doesn't.
of this.
He doesn't bump a single line of coke. It was very disappointing.
Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah,
he's tutoring this woman.
yeah,
It gets a little
and
intimate, doesn't it?
well, she can't resist, and he sort of can't resist at a certain point. And then her husband's banging on the door,
Hmm.
so he
I
prays
know.
for forgiveness.
You're married.
Yeah, and then at some point D'Artagnan bursts in.
Yeah, he jumps out the window, makes a break for it, bumps
Yes,
into
that's right.
D'Artagnan, who gets offended. He
Yes,
apologised. It's like, oh, I'm sorry,
yeah,
you know, blah, blah, blah. D'Artagnan pushes the matter, and they're going to end up settling that behind the monastery at 2 o'clock.
yes. D'Artagnan has been in the city 15 minutes. He's already gotten into 3 fights.
With the last Three Musketeers in the world.
Yes,
Supposedly elite military
yes. Three
combatants.
people who could absolutely kick his ass.
Yeah. We move across. There's a little bit of exposition here where we find out
Mhm.
about the political situation between the king, the queen, and the cardinal. That
Yes,
sounds
the
like it
queen
should be a
is off.
TV show, doesn't it? The king, the queen, and the
Yeah,
cardinal.
the
Here's the
queen is
joke:
Austrian.
the cardinal's a bird, not a man.
All right,
Mm.
okay. And the queen is a man.
Ah,
Yes.
and the king's Elvis.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Uh,
Let's make it.
why aren't we writing this? Commission us.
Yeah,
Um,
do it. We'll take it. We'll do it for peanuts.
yeah. So, Queen's Austrian,
Hmm.
and she's into the king, but he is the dorkiest looking dork.
I don't
whoever
like his
dorks.
hair.
I don't know what
I
the
really
fuck is
don't.
going on with him. He looks like such. He looks like. He look. I want to say he looks a bit like Willy Wonka from Epic Movie,
Yeah,
or something along those
I
lines.
I'm going to draw attention to something I shouldn't hear. Um,
Oh,
I sort of remember having hair a little bit like that time we met Robert Picardo.
yeah.
And that's a shameful period of my life.
I had hair. I used to have hair down to my shoulders. I had long curly locks.
Yeah, well, you know,
They're gone now.
they'd have been longer if they weren't curly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
I
yeah.
used to run my hands through them. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're bold. Hang on, am I allowed
Yeah.
to say that? Because apparently that's sexual assault now.
Is it?
Apparently.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Ben. I didn't mean to. Please don't press
So,
charges.
yes, the Queen is Austrian. It's a political match, and the King doesn't seem all that into her, and she's a bit disappointed. Incidentally, she went on. I'm pretty sure this actress went on to play Margaret Tudor, the sister of Henry VIII in the TV series The Tudors.
Oh, okay. I think
So,
it's worth noting that there is obviously the apprehension. Not apprehension. She seems a little unsure about the situation, and then when he's kicking off at the cardinal, she's like, "Oh yeah, okay." There's that
he's
sort of
standing
look
up
she
for
gives.
himself.
Yeah,
Yes, she admires strength in that moment.
yeah. She's definitely pleased with what she sees,
Mm.
even though it's hidden behind his curtains. It's fucking,
Mm.
honestly, he looks terrible.
He looks stupid.
Yeah, but no, he's pissed because the cardinal disbanded the Musketeers. He wanted to do it himself and explain the
Yeah,
situation. Blah 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 blah.
yeah.
You know, happy days. Not happy days,
And
but yeah.
well, the cardinal also thinks the king is a massive dog, and it's
Yep.
like, who the fuck is? He's just as stupid as his father.
Hmm.
But presumably, Cardinal Richelieu is like the Chancellor of France
Yeah.
or something.
But
Um,
he's the cardinal, only he's the head of the church.
yeah, he's like, yeah, he's the hand of the king or whatever.
Yeah.
He has a chat with Eye Patch Guy.
Yep.
And basically says, find these musketeers and bring them in or kill them. I'd prefer it if you killed them.
That's a bit later, but yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. He's basically like, what are you doing? Find them, etc., etc. And off he goes.
Yep.
And then we get the duel.
No.
Oh,
We see him try or to arrest the Musketeers and failing whilst they're in the drinking
at the
establishment.
bar.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
That was later.
there's two of them sat having a drink. One of them's not to be seen.
Well,
A
they've
bunch of guards
already
come in, and
well they have already dealt with a load of guards before then because there's lots of people tied up and some of them are dead and
yeah,
they're just sitting there chilling.
and Rockfoot or Rochefort or however I don't fuck. It's complicated, isn't it? Because it's they make the cheese
I
junk here.
yes
Isn't that a smelly cheese?
yes.
Um,
Porthos drops a chandelier or a whatever you call it
yeah, I think
on
Chandelier's close enough.
on a
Most of
bunch
it.
of the guards.
Yeah.
Misses the main guy.
Who's? Oh, I was aiming for him.
Um, they could kill him there and then, but they don't, and it's revealed that he was a musketeer, but shamed himself
Mm.
and got kicked out of the order.
Yep. And then he
And then
heads
they
off,
bugger off.
and then we get to the duel between
Yes.
D'Artagnan and it's who is it? It's Athos.
Athos.
Athos is Kiefer Sutherland, isn't he? Because we haven't actually
Yes.
heard his name at this point. I don't think.
Keith Sutherland is Athos.
Yeah.
Oliver Platt is Porthos.
Yeah.
And
Charlie Sheen is Aramis.
yes.
Yes. Or
So
Amaros.
Athos shows. Yes. Athos shows up and he brings Porthos and Aramis as well.
Which makes sense.
And it's like, oh, you can't fight him. I'm fighting him. No, I'm fighting him.
Yeah.
And
oh, boy, you've got duels with all three of us on the same day.
Yes.
You're either brave or, Anyway.
he's gearing up to fight Athos, and then a bunch of guards show up.
Well, he also finds out they're musketeers here. This is the first
Oh.
they take their cloak thing off, and it's like, oh my god, they're musketeers.
Yeah.
And he tends to see it through anyway. He's like, look, my word is my honor. And he says they do this whole, oh, you'll be dead soon. It's like, no, you'll be dead soon. Or because he describes the other two musketeers as grave diggers, doesn't he?
Yes.
It's like, well, I'm sure they'll have fun burying you or whatever,
Yeah.
And
There's
then
a little back and forth.
the guards turn up. I think Paul McGann's one of these guards.
I think he is too.
He's called Jussac. Yeah, Jussac. I think it's one of these guards.
Yeah, he is. He is. Paul McGann is Gerard and Jussac.
Yeah. Where were we up to on my notes? Because I've scrolled to find that. Yeah. So anyway, the guards turn up. They're saying that they don't need D'Artagnan. He's free to go. But he's like, well, I'm going to fight with the Musketeers. I want to be a Musketeer. I'm going to join them. And they're reluctant at first. We're pushing away from a group. And he's like, look, I'll help. So he does. And they all dispatch their guards effectively.
Yes.
Yeah.
And D'Artagnan takes a little longer than the others, but they're all impressed with him. And
Well,
Paul McGann is.
I would say he takes longer because the terrain he's fighting on is slightly more complicated.
Also, he's not as trained.
Yeah.
They're just
And
better.
in many ways, one of them, I'm not sure which one, I think Athos, doesn't beat the guards, they kill themselves. Because it's one of us fighting two guards, and they kill each other.
I think. Yeah.
It's one of them, I don't know.
Anyway, Paul McGann falls off the thing.
Yep.
The tower, the ruins, and we get a little bit of insight into the characters. Like Porthos has lots of little gadgets and stuff, and he really loves his work.
Yeah.
And Aramis is a holy man. He studied under the cardinal, but presumably became disillusioned. And
he takes death very
saw him for what he
seriously.
was. Yes, he sort of prays for the son. He gives them the last rites.
Yeah. And we're like, look, kid, forget about being a musketeer. They fuck off, and big bad captain turns up with a bunch more guards. D'Artagnan acts as if he's going to try and fight them.
Yeah.
There's a little sort of weird jousty thing that isn't really very jousty.
Do you know what would have been better in that scene?
What's that?
So they eye patch guys like leave him, he's mine, because D'Artagnan isn't backing down. They ride towards each other, and he sort of just hits him really hard with the sword and knocks him off. It would have been better if he'd killed the horse.
Yeah, I suppose.
That would have been a little character moment to show, oh, this guy is sort of dark and doesn't play fair and is cunning. That would have, maybe too much for a Disney film.
Maybe, I suppose. And I know in Dogtanian, which is the Spanish-Japanese collaboration cartoon from, I believe, the late 80s, the horse is quite precious to him. So it's very possible that would be quite like you say. Yeah. He gets arrested.
Yes.
And he's gone. I made a point of the fact that considering I know they have no reason to be loyal to D'Artagnan, but considering he's just sort of they've fucked off. He's very loyal to the trio still. He could have just said, yeah, they went that way, and called it a day. They've fobbed him off. There are no musketeers to be a part of anymore, apart from those three, and they don't want him. It'd be a very easy time for him to say, you know what, fuck them.
Good insight into who he is deep down, where he's like,
he might be an arsehole, but he does have some, his sense of honour is genuine. It's just he's a prick about it.
He just needs to. He's got a few rough edges that need to be refined a bit.
Yeah, this I believe is. We meet. He's put in prison. And I can't remember how exactly, but he ends up outside his cell. And
he has a chat with Eye Patch Guy. He takes his sword because he collects them from the guys he's killed.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of talk about his father, who was also a musketeer.
Yeah.
And there's a flash of recognition in the guy's face. He leaves him, tells the guard to tie him up and move him, and D'Artagnan uses the moment to escape and sort of sneaks out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And he ends up eavesdropping on a conversation, doesn't he?
Yes.
Between the Cardinal and Milady de Winter.
Yes.
Yes. The Cardinal tries to grope her, doesn't he? He's got a thing for tits, it seems.
He is a pervert.
Yeah, as previously mentioned, he is. We find out that he wants her to take a letter. Oh no, she does a line. I quite like this line. He says something about how he could have her on the chopping block within the click of his fingers. He's like, yes, well, with a flick of my wrist, I could change your religion.
Yeah. It took me a little while to get that. I was like, oh, Jews.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
So yeah, I think that's a good line. I like it, the delivery of it. She doesn't get an awful lot of good lines in this film, I don't think. She is one of the proper primary villains in the original story. She's the last villain they defeat. She kills Constance in the original. Yeah. So yeah, he wants her to take a letter to the Duke of Buckingham to arrange a deal so that he can overthrow the king. Basically.
Yes.
D'Artagnan gets caught. There's a bit of back and forth. There's the line, "You object to losing your head?" Yes, I like it where it is.
Yes.
But he's going to get executed anyway, because fuck him. Well, don't fuck him, but you know what I mean.
And the gist of this treaty, because war is threatening between the two nations, as it basically always was.
It is now. We just don't talk about it.
Cardinal Richelieu is going to overthrow the king and become the king in his stead, which is not how that works.
Nope.
But whatever. And he's signed it, and he just needs. This is part of an ongoing negotiation. This is presumably the last part of this. He just needs the Duke of Buckingham.
It's the formality, isn't it?
Yes.
This is the "I will make it legal" moment.
Yes. This is. He's been in cahoots with the Duke of Buckingham for a long while.
Well, you see, I wonder if the intent here is for him to necessarily. Duke of Buckingham will come in and actually do most of the dirty work, and then give the kingdom of France to him to rule it.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah, which is a bit more. Yeah, it's a bit more reasonable a plan than what was initially. Than how it's presented later on. At least.
Again, not how any of that works, but okay.
No, well, I mean, it's a more reasonable thing to have happen than.
Yeah, yes, as a puppet state or a friendly state.
A vassal,
matter.
Perhaps.
Yeah, well, maybe not.
You've played enough Crusader Kings to.
I just throw feasts and fairs and make bad marriages. For
but he just squeezes tits and plots to kill kings. You're basically you're not actually. Anyway, they're going to execute him.
Yes.
And they take him to be executed at a public display. Girard's in the crowd, obviously. Don't lose your head. Yeah. Sorry, I need to do that. Don't lose your head.
It's not a great crowd.
It's not. There's not many, is there?
Not no.
There was one bit in this I actually really liked.
Yeah.
It was the woman who marked his height.
Yes, for the coffin.
Yeah, but it's at the neck, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which
Don't, yeah.
it's just a little detail that would be so easy to miss, but I really liked it.
Yeah.
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 But oh no, it does for the person doing the last rites for him or the executioner. It's like, oh, there's always help around or whatever it is he says, and it turns
We're
out
always here for you or something.
it's one of the musketeers.
Yes.
Oh my god!
Aramis.
And that
Porthos is the headsman.
yeah, they're
He says that
there.
he received the axe was a gift from the Tsarina of Tokyo.
Yeah, I don't know if that's an actual thing, but
I'm not. Did Tokyo even exist as a? I mean, it existed, but the name Tokyo.
fuck knows. I don't know. But I called it anachronistic.
It might be.
Yeah. Anyway, point is, they basically
Yeah,
swing him.
it did. Okay, it did. It was Edo. It was renamed Tokyo on the 3rd of September, 1868.
Yeah, it's anachronistic. It's for benefit
Yeah,
of us.
get your fucking history right.
Yeah. Jesus.
It did take the American accents did piss me off for the first bit. It just really took me out of it. I know
Yeah.
that's silly, but it's
No,
just
I
like,
know, I get it. It's like Kevin Costner in Robin Hood, isn't it? It's people knock
yeah, it's
it.
Americans playing dress up. Yeah,
Yeah. So they spring him. They Athos steals the cardinal's carriage,
mm.
and they all make a break for it.
Mm.
And we get a. This is where we get the 1,000 gold for they capture, dead or alive. I prefer dead. That's where we get this from.
Yes.
And this chase goes on for quite a while, longer than it ought to be honest with you. And I found that Athos and Porthos were quite jokey about it. They were quite.
They all were really. I mean, well, apart from D'Artagnan. Yeah, they're helping themselves to his drinks, and
Yeah.
they give the
the
money to
cardinal's secret snack.
yeah,
You know.
they throw the money to the poor,
Yeah.
and Porthos pops out. He's like, "Champagne for the chase," and Athos says, "Not appropriate or not now." And
Yes,
Porthos is
red.
like, "You're right, something red." Yes.
Yes. And they're all. This is all going on, and then D'Artagnan's like, "Well, we need to go to Calais because of this whole treaty situation," and they're like, "Oh shit!" Now we get a bit serious, and they wrap it up, don't they? They cut through a surprisingly sympathetic crowd of random people in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like a camp of. Well, I suppose it's probably a military camp, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they cut through there, set fire to the wagon that they're on, unhitch the horses, and roll it down the hill towards their pursuers. And oh no,
Yes.
it's heading towards the powder wagon.
Oh no!
Oh
And it
no.
blows up and does an awful lot of damage.
Yeah, as
Which
these
I
things.
like that scene because that's Athos being like a clever
Yeah,
tactician and leader. It's like,
this
okay,
is an example of they're using the environment to their advantage.
I understand why you are in that. You're in. You clearly know what you're doing. You're all
He's
seasoned.
the
You're all
sort of
veterans.
leader role, isn't he? Out of the three of them, I know they're
He's very
fairly.
clearly, yeah.
Yeah, they're meant to be somewhat more equal, but he seems more leader than the rest of them.
They all play their parts really well. Those three actors.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I
I don't
have no
necessarily
issue
think Chris
going.
O'Donnell does a bad job either. It's just his voice is a bit.
Yeah, they're very clearly defined characters.
Yes, and they've got good
I know.
chemistry.
Yes, and I know who each and every one of them, all those three characters. I know who they are.
Yeah,
So he's the leader. He's the fat, fun one. He's the religious one.
yeah,
It works. It works.
it does. It's a trio that genuinely it plays well.
Clearly defined.
Yes. Um. So yeah, they end up escaping on the horses, and then we find out that the cardinal's sending birds to tell every bounty hunter and a mercenary to be looking for them. And then we get a weird line that doesn't really feel right to me. All for one and more for me. It just feels a bit.
Mustache twirl, mustache twirl.
Oh, I've already shaved. I can't twirl it. No, damn it.
Money, 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 money. That's what he means.
Yeah, it's just weird, isn't it? It feels out of place. I get it, but it just feels out of place. The not trio, the quartet now are in a drinking establishment of sorts, and we find out that Porthos is a bit of a ladies' man, and he teaches D'Artagnan how to kiss. No, so how to wench, doesn't he? He says that one of the things about being a musketeer is that you need to know how to wench, how to do wenching or whatever that. and he demonstrates the power of a first kiss.
Yes.
Yes, it's all a bit ooh la la, which
Yeah.
or as we say in France, ooh la la. Um,
Yes.
and Aramis, however, reckons that using the right words can make more of an impact than 1,000 of Porthos's kisses, and demonstrates it
Yes.
with some poetry, doesn't he? And
Yeah.
he basically steals the wench from Porthos's lap,
Yeah.
uh, and she swoons.
All the
Uh,
women in that scene are riddled with syphilis.
yeah, almost certainly. And D'Artagnan gives it a go, and it goes badly, doesn't it? The poetry.
So he just goes, fuck it, and kisses her.
As the sun-hewn skies spread across your poisoned
She
face, or
just,
something like that. I'd
yeah,
have
she
slapped
doesn't
him.
seem to mind. Yeah, that's the thing. She doesn't seem to mind that. And I thought, oh, okay, this is going to be a funny scene where he fails completely and she slaps him and walks off disgusted and they all laugh.
Yeah.
But no, it's all fine.
It would have been
He
better.
makes out with her.
That would have been better.
Yeah, that's the obvious way to play that scene.
Yeah, that would have been a comedy scene rather than him just stumbling
Yes.
some words and resorting to a kiss.
Yeah.
Because the
Um,
context here is, sorry, the result of this here is that, as far as they're concerned, Porthos has won. Because his demonstration of how to do it is the way that he went with in the end to succeed.
yeah.
Porthos's way is better because it worked.
Yeah. You could have had him fail, get slapped, and then they're all laughing, and Porthos goes, "You got a lot to learn, kid."
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the end of that little moment.
It'd be so easy.
But missing from this is Athos.
Yeah, sat in the corner
who is
being all
sitting-
Aragorn, isn't he?
Yes, he's sitting at a corner drinking on his own, and D'Artagnan goes over to him and starts drinking with him, and he tells him a story
Yeah, it's about love.
about a count who fell in love with a woman who was like perfect in every way, and then one day they're out riding, and she falls over and passes out, and he finds a tattoo on her, the fleur de lis,
Oh no!
which is the mark given to those who are due to be executed for murder.
And worn by the musketeers on their tunics.
Yes, weirdly enough.
How peculiar!
And yeah,
It's quite a common symbol in France. I'm not going to lie. I don't.
yeah, it could be. It could just. Yeah, it could be anything. He confronts her about it when she comes to, and she admits that yes, I've been arrested for this, but I'm not guilty of it. I promise.
Mm-hmm.
And he turns her over.
Yeah.
To be executed, and she presumably is, and he regrets it for the rest of his life.
Yeah, he said something that he realised too late that she hadn't betrayed him; he had betrayed her, effectively.
So he gives up all his worldly belongings and his title, and that's the end of that. And obviously, he is the count in question.
Wait, what?
And the woman in question is Milady de Winter,
as revealed later. Yes.
You can kind of gauge that. Because you don't tell a story like that unless it's going to be significant, or at least in that way. It's too specific.
It's Chekhov's backstory, isn't it?
Yeah, it's too specific not to come up. It's not like some vague little metaphor thing. It's significant.
Yeah.
And then Porthos ruins it by falling through the table, so Athos punches him in the face.
And this is where I put the note about loving the chemistry between them all.
Yes.
I don't know what it. Pardon me, sorry. I don't know what it was about this particular part of it that worked for me.
Yes.
But yeah. But I mean, he laughs, doesn't he? He has a good old laugh about it.
Yes. And you sort of know Porthos would have laughed too if he had seen it.
Yeah, exactly. It's very much the relationship that they all have.
Yes.
Yes. The next day, we've sort of got a bit of a relationship like that, haven't we? You'd punch me and I'd punch you, and we'd laugh about it after.
One of us would laugh.
Yes, you'd be dead. Anyway, what the fuck? The next day, D'Artagnan is nursing a hangover. He's like, "Oh, I wish I had lost my head. The cardinal had taken my head." And they're all like, you gotta, you'll get there." And then cannon fire.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because this cardinal's messages have clearly gone out, and every band in the country is after these people, and there's a chain where a whole load of them sort of run after them. They split up. Mm-hmm. D'Artagnan goes with Athos, Porthos with Aramis, and there's a bit of a shootout. D'Artagnan and Athos are stuck behind a tree. Athos tells D'Artagnan to go and fucking stop this treaty from getting to England, and eventually he does, leaving Athos stuck behind this tree, presumably with no escape.
Yeah, we they say when they split up, there's like, we'll meet in Calais or hell.
Yes. Or hell.
Or hell. I'll see you in hell. No,
Or
we'll.
Hull.
Yeah, oh god, not Hull. That's even worse. We get an aside, a couple of asides during this area of the Queen and Constance discussing love and D'Artagnan while the Queen's having a bath.
Hmm.
The Cardinal, Tim Curry, arrives and he's all pervy, and he wants her to convince the King to keep his birthday celebrations, and he also sort of suggests that it should be those two together rather than her and the
Yes,
King.
he is being outrageously forward and saying, "Kings come and go, but I remain forever."
Yeah, well, evidently not.
12-12.
I see. It would have been. I think the mistake in that particular line is, it shouldn't have been him. It should have been the church,
Yeah.
because the church is more of a constant than an individual king or queen. But he could he could
Yes.
die before the king naturally.
It's true.
You know, it doesn't.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I get why they did it, but I think it
yeah.
was I was expecting it to be church, and I think the church would have been better.
I was expecting it to be God, but yeah.
Yeah. Either way, they're synonymous effectively, aren't they?
Yes, because he's been in that position. He was doing that job for the last king,
Yeah.
present king's dad. So yeah,
But
yeah,
she says no. Good on her.
Yeah.
Yeah. We and then we get one with King practicing swordplay as well
Very good.
with Sirio Farrell. The Cardinal arrives and he basically we find out that there's all sorts of rumours that the King's been hearing, and then the Cardinal recounts the actual plot that he has alongside a bunch of more ridiculous ones.
Yes,
And that's a clever tactic, isn't it?
Hiding the truth in with the lies, like, oh yeah, they say I'm going to overthrow you and that I'm seducing the Queen and that
I'm conspiring with
the fly
yeah.
and I hide the moon in my pockets and oh
yeah, it's a tried and tested method. It works.
yeah,
It makes sense that it would work as well. You know,
you make the truth seem more ridiculous by grouping them with ridiculous things.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. And he said something about it. You'll come to appreciate me come your birthday or something like that.
Mm.
You know, it all will be clearer on your birthday or whatever. And we know what that means.
Well, no, we don't.
No, but we know that he's a bad guy and he is conspiring.
Oh yeah.
We know that it's sin. We know it's a bad thing. It's alluded to the king as being you'll trust me, but we know he won't trust him because he shouldn't trust him. Yeah. We're back with D'Artagnan and he falls off his horse.
He's a sleepy boy, but he's found by Milady de Winter.
How lucky is that for him?
And her men put him in the carriage, and then he wakes up in her bed.
Yep.
And she's sort of trying to seduce him, mostly just for like information.
There's definitely a fan service shot there, isn't there, where he's laying on the bed and her cleavage is the right hand side of her. I have got that shot, so maybe that'll be here for this part of it.
Topless Chris O'Donnell for the mums.
Yes.
And
there's a bit of back and forth, isn't there?
Yeah, it's pretty clear. He says he's after a spy, and it's pretty clear she immediately knows that he's after her.
Yeah, he doesn't know it's her, despite having seen the meeting. It must have been too dark for him to see.
Yeah, she's sort of seducing him mostly for information to get the advantage on him. She tries to kill him, but he pulls away just in time, and there's a whole fight scene, and then she gets her bodyguards to come in.
He spots the fleur de lis.
Yes.
Yes. Oh my god. Dun dun dun.
And she says, right, we're taking him to England too, let's just go.
Yeah.
So they're trying to get out, they're heading... Sorry?
Let's just get on with it. You know, we will take him.
Well, he implies that he knows a secret. And it's like, okay, fine, you're coming with us.
I do wonder. She says to him that the clothes will take an hour before they're ready, at least. So I wonder, was that a lie, or did they wait an hour before?
Just awkwardly sitting in silence while. No.
You know.
No, I think.
Alouette, Jean to Alouette. That's the only part of it I fucking know.
They head out of the house, but see that the brother of her husband, who she has killed, is looking for her.
Yep.
So she's like, okay, let's go at the back.
Tracked him down quite nicely. Tracked her down quite
Yeah,
nicely. I don't know how long he's
yeah.
been looking, but he, you know,
Don't know. A while, presumably.
yeah, I think it's worth assuming that that's probably the murder for which she was, you know, branded.
It's sort of confusing.
Yeah, I think it's the murder for which she
I
was
I
branded.
don't. I don't. I think it's a subsequent murder
Oh, okay,
because she said she was innocent in the first one, and later she tells Athos that she didn't lie about that, but
mm,
everything came after.
maybe.
So I think she was accused of murder and sent down for it and betrayed by her love, and the world was shit. And she was like, "Well, okay, if you're saying I'm a murderer, fuck you. I'm going to do it anyway."
I'll become a monster you all think I am.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, maybe. I don't know. Either way,
Um,
either way, she's being chased for murdering.
so
They make a break
they
for
head
it.
to yes they head to the docks, and one of her men calls out to this ship on
Permission
the
to come
dock, who's
aboard.
yes, and gets permission granted. So on they get, and he's trying to talk to one of the guys and say, can we speak to the captain? And he's not responding.
Yeah,
He's like, "You deaf?" And
pokes him. He falls
so
over.
yeah, he's been killed, and
Oh
so
my
is another
god.
guy.
Yeah. How long do you think it took for
And
him to set that up? All the
probably
bodies
not
in the right
long.
places to.
You need only a couple.
Well, I mean, there's a few. There's a few about, and obviously some of them, a body won't naturally stand up like that.
Well, I don't know, a
And
little
then
while.
there's some in
There's
the rigging and all that kind of stuff. I mean, the
yeah,
rigging's probably easier because it's sort of hang them in, don't you? But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, all the crew are dead. It turns out that Aramis and Porthos are the only ones on the boat that are alive.
yeah,
And there's a bit of a scuffle. And two of the guards recognise Porthos as Porthos the pirate and
yes,
decide to
and jump
jump
off.
away rather than fight. And he's like, I told you I was famous.
Yeah,
Which is a nice little, it's maybe not
yeah,
everything he said is a load of bollocks. Because I took it all to be
yeah,
bollocks, personally. That was my
yeah,
interpretation of it. But obviously, you know. She tries to run away, and Athos arrives. And it
yes.
turns out he knows her. Calls her
Oh my
Sabine.
God, what?
And he thought she was dead. And it's evident, absolutely 100%, without a doubt clear, that they were indeed the lovers from his story at this point. If there was any doubt in anyone's mind at this point, this is where it's cleared up.
Hmm.
Anyone who's been watching the movie will know ahead of this, but this is for the idiots in the audience.
Yeah,
Oh my god, I
the,
thought,
the
you know,
slow ones.
yes. But yeah, they've got the treaty. They don't
Yeah,
know. There's something about the cardinal's show of power as a sort of instigation of the treaty, like the final thing that needs to be done.
yeah,
But they don't know what that is, so they're going to interrogate her before the execution. And so they put her in a dunking stool. Um, no, no. He they have a chat just as she's about to be executed for the crimes that she's done. Athos jumps in and he's like, "Look, I'm sorry. It was my fault. I shouldn't have betrayed you. All that kind of crap." And then she reveals the plan. She was going to take it to her grave, but because
yes.
you know, yeah.
Um,
She reveals the cardinal intends to assassinate the king at his birthday celebrations, and then jumps off the cliff.
and is never seen again.
Yes, so maybe she's not really dead.
Well, I only realised this right at the end. I was like, wait, she never showed up because I was totally expecting her to show up at the end
Yeah,
and have survived that. But I guess she died.
yeah.
I, it's like, okay, that was kind of poorly handled.
Well, what you don't
Maybe she.
realise is that they're gunning for a new sequel called The Three Musketeers and D'Artagnan and a Baby, in which it turns out she was pregnant
Yes,
all along.
yes. Well, maybe she should have been like the female of the three villainous ensemble, and then at the end she had a change of heart
Yeah, maybe.
and ended it with D'Artagnan.
Well,
Maybe
I
there should
mean,
have been something in that,
like I
but I
say,
don't think they use it well.
in the original story, D'Artagnan ends up raping her,
Oh, Nelly.
and then she's presented as the bad guy for a lot of the rest of it. I mean, she's not a good person, but she's also a victim of a serious and terrible crime. She ends up killing Constance, and then she gets executed in the original story. So
Yeah.
yeah, she's not as clear cut in originally as she is in this, or as she seems in
Yeah.
this. I know there's a bit of nuance to it still, but it's less so than it should be, considering. But I'm not suggesting that they should have put a rape scene in, because that's not a pleasant thing to have. I'm just,
No,
I'm just saying there's more nuance to it.
This character could have been more interesting, because it's interesting when they set her up, but it's like they don't. She doesn't go anywhere with
Yeah,
it really.
I
That's
get
sort
you.
of kind of resolved.
Yeah. Anyway, we get a cut to back at the palace, and we see a sniper shoot a painting of the king, and he's going to do the actual assassinating on the birthday using his rifle. Apparently, he's really good at shooting stuff.
Yeah, and he has no problem with this whatsoever, because he believes God comes before kings.
And he's getting
And the
paid
Cardinal's
well as well.
And the Cardinal's like, pay him double.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Oh, fuck knows. Maybe just as a... He's more inclined to do it if he's getting paid twice as much as he's already agreeing to do it for, isn't he?
He's already on board. Like,
yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's a show of power. But anyway, he wants him to hang the painting as well, as it is in his office, which is not ominous at all. But
well, I mean, if somebody sees that,
who's he gonna
portray the
believe?
king with a bullet hole in it.
Yeah. Oh, it's just here until we can get it fixed, milord.
Yeah, it was an accident.
Yes. Anyway, the quartet are heading back to Paris, and they keep leaving all for one for all notes everywhere, aren't they? Don't they? And we see a montage of former musketeers getting their gear from storage.
Yeah.
I took a bit of an issue with this.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a silly little thing. But when they all left at the start, when it was disbanded, they left their swords behind in a big old pile, and they left their tunics on the fire.
They have spares.
Well, it just seems a bit, if he's collecting the swords of the people he's killed, presumably they don't just have extras lying around willy-nilly.
Well,
I took issue with it. I took issue with it because it's implied that they left all their stuff behind when it was disbanded. And it turns out no, they've got it hiding in barrels and under loose stones, and I get it. I didn't like it. We get a bit with the king and queen, absolutely sure that the cardinal's a bad guy.
Yes, they're walking down the corridor, and there's a nice shot where they're flanked by Eye Patch Man and the Cardinal, which I kind of like. These two innocent-looking kids surrounded by evil people who are manipulating them.
Yeah, I'm this is a line I'm going to put in for the younger folk. They both are pretty sure that the Cardinal's a baddie, but we all know the only baddie in this film is the Queen.
I mean, she's a child.
No, she's the actress, is she? Is she?
Let's find out.
I fucking hope not.
She was born in 1970, so she was 23. Okay,
fair. Fucking hell, Jesus.
Okay.
They had a nude scene of her earlier.
Almost got you.
They had a nude scene of her earlier, Ben. They can't have done that if... Oh, I suppose it was 93, wasn't it? Jesus, okay. Anyway.
You wanted.
Pardon?
You could do anything you wanted in 93.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yes, so they're going to do this birthday thing.
Yeah.
And they go out on the balcony, and they're smiling and waving to the crowds, and the four of them, musketeers, get there and are like,
we baguette.
Stop this. Yes, D'Artagnan, do a search or something of the perimeter.
Yeah, he looks for he's trying to stop whatever's going on. He spots the sniper, and he parkours his way up, presumably. Some of it. He ends up on the roof. It reminded me an awful lot of playing Assassin's Creed Unity, which I did the other week, because that was set in France, and it doesn't make sense, doesn't it? Really. He slides down, stops the shot just in time. Right, sorry, disrupts the shot. He doesn't stop it because a bit of the balcony railing made out of stone. I don't know what. There's probably a technical term for that. Balustrade, maybe, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. He hits the stone, at which point the Cardinal immediately pivots and is like, "Get the royals to safety."
Yes, and then the Musketeers turn up, the three of them, and he's like, "The Musketeers, stop them! They're trying to kill the king."
Yes, he's trying to do the best with what he's got.
Yeah, and we get this wonderful shot, I think, of the three of them, swords out, facing off against, it's about 30 fucking soldiers.
Yeah.
And I've got I've got the side on shot of that with the three of them and the guards on the other side. The blue against red, swords drawn, and then oh my god, a big crowd of people turn up to help, and you
Yes,
never guess
all
who
the
they
other
all are.
musketeers.
Ah, you
All
just
the other
said,
musketeers come out.
yeah,
And it's nice. It's a nice moment.
it is. It's one of those. It's a real. It's the closest we've had so far, really, of the all for one for all mentality actually on display. I know they
I
saved
do
D'Artagnan earlier, but it's a bit different, isn't it? Because he's not really a musketeer.
I do like basically everything from this point on.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I thought this. No, we'll talk about it later. Um, yeah. So they've there's a shout of "Save the King,"
Mm.
which is basically their last thing to do at this point, and swordplay ensues. Porthos ends up saving D'Artagnan, who is struggling in a fight against the sniper.
I
He hangs
noticed.
off a flag, doesn't he?
Yes, he fires a crossbow bolt and hits the sniper, and I noticed that the angle of the bolt when it's in the guy is completely wrong.
Yeah. Well, that's 93 for you. No one cared about physics
Yeah.
back then. Oh, hang on. Are you forgetting to account for the what sort of angle is it? Because obviously he's shooting from
It's
way
like
underneath.
yeah, but it's like a straight on angle.
Okay, so is it possible that he's accounted for the drop?
No,
I mean, is it not?
they don't. Come on, they don't think about that. They just film the fucking scene.
No. What's happening here is we're having our Watsonian Doyleist disagreement about this.
Yeah, well,
You're right. That
I,
is all it is. But in
yes,
universe, he's accounted for the shot because he's very competent with this weapon. He's competent with all of his special gadgets, including the surprising three-bladed weird thing that he has that he could use to snap knives in half or whatever. You know,
mm,
yeah. It's very camp, isn't he, Porthos? I
really,
thought. I thought it was a bit camp.
okay,
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So we find out that this is all working in the Cardinal's favour because he can make it look like the Musketeers killed the king.
yeah,
And then he can take over as the he can be instated by the people who are grieving the loss of their king to sort of rule things,
mm,
and which, like you say, is not really how that works.
no,
But let him have his delusions. Um, there's a bit I would rather die that can be arranged, which is obviously the obvious line. I'm sure I've heard it in many other places. Um, yeah,
what's the line? Sorry.
I would rather die that can be arranged.
Oh yeah, I that's like I actually like his delivery in that scene when he
Yeah.
gets really angry, like it's like fuck you.
I sort of felt. I know we did this a couple of weeks ago. It sort of felt like the delivery of "I didn't make him for you" from Rocky Horror. I thought,
Yeah,
right, similar sort of concept and backing for
yeah,
it. Yeah, it's like, well,
yeah.
fuck you. It's fine. Aramis,
But
who, as we know, is the former Cardinal's follower, or the Cardinal's
yes,
former follower, gets in the way.
seriously, he's the most religious of them all, more
Yeah,
religious than the cardinal. It's
yeah,
like he's going to bring him to justice, and the cardinal's like, I am above the laws of man,
and then shoots him.
and that well, Aramis said, then God will judge you, and makes
Mm.
to kill him, and then he gets shot.
Oh no!
And I was like, holy shit, that's fucking bold. That's kind of interesting. I like that they killed one of them.
Mm. No, they didn't.
No, they didn't. It's fine.
Yeah. Athos is 1v1ing Rochefort, and then
Yeah,
D'Artagnan takes over, which is fucking
yeah,
ridiculous. Just take him together, you know,
yeah,
get it done.
yeah.
The trio chase after, because that's the thing, isn't it? At this point in the film, D'Artagnan is after revenge for the death of his father, who it is implied and then revealed to have been killed by Rochefort.
But he only knows that part way through the fight.
Yeah, I know. I
There's
know.
no real connection between them other than the fact he stole his sword.
Yeah, it's. Oh, I suppose they do find out that Rochefort. He finds out that Rochefort had been disgraced and someone had been kicked out, having led to the death of a musketeer,
Mm.
and he finds out that his father had been killed by a musketeer. And
Mm.
so I suppose he could put two and two together. It's possible, but at this point, it is
Maybe.
absolutely. It's made clear that is the case. I think we could work it out before that.
Well, I
Possibly he
did, and
could.
D'Artagnan clearly this is the first time he's realizing it because he gets pissed.
Yeah,
Maybe you needed that to pop up earlier
yeah,
and more of a relationship between like your main character and this mustache twirling villain.
yeah. Of course, they could have done the Star Wars thing and revealed that, in fact, he was his father.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, um, yeah. So he's at this point, his story is a revenge story.
Yeah.
While the trio's their story is saving the king. And
Yes.
so that's what they do. They go off to go and save the king, and he's fighting Russia.
Well,
We find out that Aramis is not dead here.
maybe I kind on reflection, I sort of wish it might have been interesting if they just left him to die, but I think if he had died in that moment, but I think totally that would be off the
Yeah.
Disney film. Maybe it would have also been better if you didn't realize he was alive until he reveals himself towards the end
Yes, that would have been a very
and
good.
explains that
You have
you see, God is on my side.
you have Porthos do his last rites for him as the jokey one, the most jokey one of the lot. He does the serious thing,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
they go
yeah,
off to go and do to chase the cardinal, and then you get the reveal that actually he's alive still on the boat. Yeah, I think
yeah.
that would be
That
really
works.
good
That works.
because you get the relationship between the three of them demonstrated in that,
Yes,
and you get the
there's a
satisfaction of him
nice.
not actually being dead. Disney,
Yes,
fucking do it. Do better next
yeah.
time.
We are so much better than you, Disney.
Yeah, I suppose it is easier to find a flaw in something and fix it than it is to do something from scratch.
Absolutely.
Yes, but we'll take credit anyway.
Absolutely.
So
We
yeah,
are assholes on the internet.
yeah, we yeah, yeah, D'Artagnan's having his fight, and he loses his sword, doesn't he? And he gets knocked down, and we see Constance is there, sort of on the stairs for some reason.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it looks like he's about to get killed by Cheeseman, and he
Yes.
says, "One thing is certain: you are no musketeer."
Yes.
And then Constance gives him his sword. It's a really clumsy shot, I think, that because it sort of slides into his hand, and we don't see that she's done it, but we know she's done it, but it's not, you know. And he stabs him, and then he says, "I might have been mistaken," and I quite like that
Yes.
delivery personally. You know, he's
Yeah,
so
I
certain
like
about this,
it.
and it's like it's sort of an acceptance, isn't it? In a way, it's like,
There's
oh,
there's
okay,
sort
yeah,
of
shit, whoops.
respect for your adversary was like, yeah, okay, you are. I underestimated you.
Yeah, and you don't get that an awful lot
Dodge.
in films, do you?
Yeah.
You know,
And then you have a
it's
little
good.
moment between Constance and D'Artagnan, and I so wanted D'Artagnan to go, "Who are you?" Because they met like once, and it was a little while ago, and he's been. It's like this is completely pointless.
Yeah, they're
It
both
goes
way too
nowhere.
into this, considering
It
you know
goes nowhere.
they've spoken for 20 seconds and
Yeah,
they've lusted for each other ever since. It's ridiculous.
yeah.
But we're back with a three, aren't we? And they have to split up
Mm.
because there's three different passages, and so they all go their separate ways. And one of them is fighting Ugly Fella,
Yes.
who's you know one of the torturer fellas, and he ends up getting
Yeah.
crushed in a spiky thing.
Yeah.
You know, we get the Scream style. I know it was from before Scream, but we get the oh no, he's not really dead moment.
Yeah.
And then Athos
Then
finds the king and the cardinal,
Yes.
and there's a bit of a
Um,
tussle. And oh my god, this is where we find out that this place that they've gone to, straight from the palace, is the place from the start of the film.
yeah, because he's getting on the boat out of that. Where does that tunnel lead to?
Oh, I don't fucking know. It's got to be sewers. It's got to be the sewers rather than like a river or something. It must be.
Oh, maybe, or maybe it's just an underground river that leads to like the cardinal's personal
I suppose
estate.
there's probably some sort of rivers underneath the catacombs. And Paris is
Possibly, I
famous
don't
for all
know.
those tunnels, isn't it? So maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. Mm.
Anyway, they try and stop it, but the boat's already set off,
Yes.
and the Cardinal's having a moment. It's like, but no, the
I'll
guy
be
punting
back.
it, punting
Yes.
the boat, happens to be Aramis, who knocks a bunch of people over, knocks a bunch of people out, goes to stop
Yeah.
the Cardinal, but no, the King does it.
Yeah.
The King punches the Cardinal and then claims his queen. I put it because he sort
Yeah,
of, you know,
couple of points here.
Yep.
Number one, we saw the king fencing, practicing swordplay.
yeah.
Maybe that could have been worked in, that the king actually uses a sword and
Yeah.
fights alongside the musketeers. That might have been,
At the very least,
played
if you're
there.
not giving him a sword, make him do wrestling earlier.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. And secondly, is I mean, is he dead? The cardinal now? Did he drown?
Well, if it is the sewers, that's going to be some nasty ass water.
Yeah. I mean, he's not. I don't know what happens. He gets punched in the face, falls in the river, and is then arrested.
Yeah, I don't know.
We
It's not
never see
clear.
him again.
No, we don't. But yeah, and then like I say, the king goes and kisses the queen, and obviously they're very happy. And mucho babies were probably made shortly after. But
Well, should we
don't
find out
we don't
what
see
became?
that.
Uh, well, he died in 1643.
It's about 20 years later, isn't it?
Yeah. She did better. 1666, at the age of 64.
How many kids did they have?
She died of breast cancer. They had two.
Yeah.
One was Louis the 14th, the Sun King, the guy who built Versailles.
Oh, okay.
So
Hooray! Happy ending for them.
yeah,
Well, at least two for him.
and he sexuality.
Go on.
Yeah, he might have been gay or bi.
Who? That the king in this?
Eat.
Who? What?
King. The
Oh,
king.
Okay. So you're cutting out for me. You weren't fucking. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on because we're nearly finished. The king's like, oh, they go. There's like a. I found it reminiscent of the end of Lord of the Rings, where you've got the king and the queen, and they're stood in this sort of, oh, well, let's reward him, sort of thing. It's not. I know it's not. It's not very similar at all, but it just popped to my mind for some reason. And the king's like, okay, well, what's your reward, D'Artagnan? And everyone speaks for him. Here.
Yes.
It's like, well, his heart only has one desire, and that's to be a musketeer. And they're like, okay, fair enough. Let's make it happen.
That's nice and cheap. I don't need to pay any money. Yeah, sure,
Thank
why
God
not?
for that. This guy who was prepared to die for me is prepared to die for me. Fucking ace. Yeah. Better that than any other one. And this, I think, is the real nail in the coffin between him and Constance's relationships. Because we find out when they first meet that, a musketeer can't be fraternising with a lady in waiting. And then he's made a musketeer, and therefore he shouldn't be fraternising with a lady in waiting. But they smooch anyway. The third time they interact, they snog.
This is a major fucking court scandal.
Yeah.
Because a lady in waiting has had that sort of relation with a man beneath her in front of not just the royal family, but presumably the entire court.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
She is out of a job. She is disgraced. They're never going to be able to marry her off now.
No, bastards. Anyway, they head outside. Everyone, the musketeers, the four musketeers. And they talk about how what they do now is they protect the king and the queen and France, and so on and so forth. And then no one else arrives. This scene works. This makes sense.
This does work.
Gerard arrives and he insists still on settling with D'Artagnan, who is now dressed like a musketeer, I should think.
Yeah. Yes.
And they're like, well, you don't. We're a brother. Well, you're a musketeer now. And so Gerard and his brothers all run off because they're chased by the entire battalion, shall we call it, of musketeers.
Yes. This should have been the only returning scene for Gerard. We should have seen him in the beginning, and then he should have popped back at the end for this. This is fine.
Yeah,
this is good.
This works. And then the end, and when we get All for Love or whatever it is by Rod Stewart and Bryan Adams and Sting, which I didn't listen to. I checked to make sure there was no extra scenes hidden in the credits.
It was a generic 90s era.
Was this before or after the Robin Hood film with Kevin Costner?
I think it was before.
Okay, because that Bryan Adams did a song for that, didn't he?
Well, which was massive. Oh, it was after.
Well, that'll be why they did it.
1991. Yes, that probably started that entire trend.
That'll be exactly why. Yeah.
As you rightly say, what's the song called? Everything I Do.
Everything I do for you.
For you. Yeah, that was fucking huge.
It was.
So yeah,
like number one for like 13 weeks or something stupid. It was ridiculous.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. That started that trend.
Everything I do it for you. I'm curious now. how long it was. Track list. No, hang on. Weekly charts. Oh, fuck's sake. No, it was. Sorry, it was stayed at number 1 for 17 weeks. No, 16 in the
Yeah.
UK. It was 16 in the UK, and it was at number 1 for 17 weeks in the sales only chart for Billboard Hot 100.
Yeah.
So,
Massive hit. So everybody's got to
huge.
do it. I have a question.
Go ahead.
Where was Herbie Fuchs?
I can't remember.
Which innkeeper was it? Because I didn't see anyone who was. It might be one of those things where on Wikipedia the actor is famous in his own country, but the part is so small you don't even see it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just. I think maybe he's just a background character in this.
Maybe melted into the role.
Maybe the kissing scene earlier in the tavern. Pardon me.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So that's that. What do you make over it overall? Actually, no.
Yeah,
sorry. One last thing I want to ask about it before we do.
Yeah.
What did you think of the swordplay?
I was thinking about this. I thought it was fine.
Yeah, I thought it was fine. The first proper fight we had with the guards and the 4 of them fighting the 5 guards. I thought that worked well.
Yeah.
And then I thought it was a bit too easy towards the end.
Uninspiring. I mean, I don't like this era in history. It doesn't. It's not that I don't like it, but it doesn't draw me in terms of like action. You know.
That's fair enough.
And it's sort of generic American action scene, sword fighting stuff. Nothing particularly special or interesting. Just wave your sword around and sort the baddies.
Yeah. It's just what it is, isn't it? It's not great, but no, I did like the choreography of the first proper fight between where they had, but after that I went downhill. Yeah. It got me wishing for the sword fighting in Princess Bride. Funnily enough, it got me thinking about that in a sense of how much they did it better. Yeah. But I don't know. Yeah. But we'll never talk about that film at any point, I'm sure.
I think this is basically fine, but it's riddled with flaws.
Just like the wenches from earlier on, there's STDs all over this film.
Yeah, I don't like the villains' performances. I think there's a lot of mustache twirling going on there. The heroes work well together. As I said, they're all very well-defined characters. There's a lot of Milady de Winter isn't used properly. That thing with Constance is pointless.
Again, she's a much bigger character. They're both much bigger characters in the original story, for better or worse.
Yeah, it's just maybe it's the sort of thing where they felt like they had to put them in there because they're in the book.
Maybe
but you could have gotten rid of Constance.
Yeah, easily. Absolutely. Well, Lady de Winter did in the original.
Yeah, it's not a particularly tight story.
No, it's flawed. Definitely flawed.
There are better, fun, generic action type things, action adventure films of this sort out there.
Would you watch it again in a few years?
I had this thought when I was watching it at the time, and I thought, if this was on TV, would I switch channel? And I was like, probably not, but I'd be doing something else while it was on.
Okay, yeah, that's reasonable. I'd say that's reasonable.
So what's your evaluation?
I think overall, I do like the film. It's, as we say, it is flawed. But I mean, it's easy viewing, isn't it? It's like
Yeah.
It does the job. It's not. It doesn't have to be overly special. It's against films that are certainly better.
I mean, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves is sort of this, but better, I think.
So it's fine. I wouldn't watch it again in a hurry. It's been a few years since I watched it. It'll probably be a few years before I watch it again.
Yeah.
But no, overall, not terrible. Just not perfect.
Yeah.
Not great. Just fine.
Yeah.
Fine. It's a fine.
Yeah.
So we won't be here next week for this. No, because of my Comic-Con excursion and your working Friday, it sort of means that we're not going to be able to get this done unless we do it in a week. And I don't know about you, but I don't think we're going to be able to do So it's going to be
No.
2 weeks before the next one.
Yeah.
And I've not got time to do anything extra to fill in the gap. So I'm not going to bother.
It's fine.
I have done, however, 3 videos. I did them last night and this morning for the Christmas week.
Yeah.
Because we absolutely aren't going to be able to record Christmas Day, Boxing Day. It's not going to happen. And I wouldn't expect you to rearrange things so it would
Do you have a Christmas film on your list?
Yes, I do actually.
So do I.
Okay, well in that case, I look forward to us because we've got time in December where we can fit some in.
Yeah.
But yes, one of mine is a Christmas film. Funny enough, that I've been saving.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
But our next one then. So what is its date? It's for 22nd. Dates it for you, everyone. The 6th we'll be talking about it. So it is December. Hang on, let me look at the actual December date. So 6th, we'll be doing the 13th and the 20th. So those to be our Christmas ones.
So 13th and the 20th are the Christmas ones.
I think that's the fairest.
Fair
yeah. So what would you like for next week?
Well,
next
this is
time.
sort of this is sort of an interesting one because I don't think you're going to like this movie.
Okay.
I think you're going to watch it and say that was really stupid, and I think it's pretty stupid as well.
Okay.
But there's enough good stuff in it to cover up the stupidity. I want to watch Deep Blue Sea from 1999.
Is this the one with Samuel L. Jackson and the shark?
Yes.
I have seen this film before, funnily enough.
All right.
I can't remember what I made of it at the time, but I definitely remember that scene with Samuel L. Jackson and the shark. I've had it with this motherfucking shark really... in this knob.
Yes. Not the Deep Blue Sea, by the way, which is a romantic comedy, I think, or a romantic film. Deep Blue Sea.
What, between Samuel L. Jackson and a shark? I'd watch that film.
No. So yes, that's what we'll be doing.
Okay,
so,
well, I am looking forward to it. I'm sure it's going to be fucking awful.
I just hope I don't come away from thinking, actually, this is kind of shit.
Yeah, you will.
But we'll see.
Let's wrap this up because I've got 40 odd minutes before I need to fuck off and I want to get this edited. So, thank you everyone for joining us. Goodbye, adios, au revoir.